What's up everyone, and welcome back to MMA Dance. Today we're diving into the latest MMA chaos from UFC Oklahoma City and RAF 11. From Dricus du Plessis dominating Kamaru Usman to wild press conference moments and big news updates, let's break it all down. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. First up, UFC Oklahoma City wrapped up with some notable performances. Tommy McMillan opened the main card with a fiery face-off against Alberto Montez and delivered a third-round TKO win, pushing his record to 11-0. He even broke Nate Diaz's 3-round significant strikes record with 252 strikes landed. Stuart Nickel dropped to 0-4 in the UFC after a loss. Tough break after an impressive start to his pro career. The main event was a war between Dricus du Plessis and Kamaru Usman. Islam Makhachev predicted DDP would win due to Usman's knee issues, and he was spot on. DDP controlled the fight with clean striking, knees, and kicks that repeatedly wobbled the former champ. Usman showed heart, surviving multiple wobbles and even landing shots, but DDP took the unanimous decision. MMA community reactions poured in. Brendan Allen kept it simple with DDP. End of story. Others praised Usman's durability at 39 and called it a great scrap between former champions. Usman wasn't happy with the scorecards, but the consensus was a convincing win for DDP. At the post-fight presser, Dana White confirmed Conor's knee injury is an ACL issue and is in bad shape. Over at RAF 11, Ben Askren returned after his double lung transplant in a wrestling match against Belal Muhammad. Askren led early, but Belal came back for the win. Askren retired emotionally, sharing powerful words about gratitude after his health battle. Belal gave him a standing ovation, calling him a legend who changes lives. Colby Covington went after Dustin Poirier with jokes about the airport incident and ribbed Arman Tsarukyan about Nina drama. Arman fired back, and Colby secured his next fight. Arman Tsarukyan confirmed his next big UFC fight. 2 fights, 2 belts incoming? Dana discussed potential interim light heavyweight title and Paulo Costa plans. Max Holloway clarified comments about his wife. Jon Jones reaffirmed respect for Dana White despite past tensions, focusing on their business success. Brendan Schaub backed Conor's view that his loss should be a no contest due to the knee injury not being opponent-caused. Aljamain Sterling shared optimism for Conor's comeback, drawing from his own surgery recovery. What I love is how Jon Jones praised Conor in the same Ring magazine interview. Bones said Conor's leaning on Christ now, and even after getting stripped and humiliated in front of the world, he's still praising God. Jones talked about how God tests your faith. How bad do you want it? And so far, Conor is holding true. Jones called him a great example of imperfect humans who can still shine. Man, it's wild seeing 2 of the biggest maniacs from the past years now clean, sober, and finding faith. Hope they both stay on this path, bro. Switching gears to some darker news. Dana White suspended UFC fighter Volkan Ozdemir for 16 months after testing positive for EPO. Volkan dropped a long Instagram statement explaining everything, and it sounds like a crazy story. After fighting in Qatar at the end of 2025, some healthcare professional from Switzerland hit him up on Instagram, acted like a big supporter, talked about business connections, investments in the Gulf, and post-career opportunities. Then, the conversation turned to recovery from ankle surgery. Dude offered what he called a safe and undetectable substance. Prepared a vial of EPO right there. Volkan took the first injection that night. 3 days later, testers showed up at his house. Positive test. Volkan takes full responsibility, says it was the biggest mistake of his life, and shared this so other athletes don't fall for the same trap. Respect for owning it. But man, taking unknown stuff from a random Instagram guy? That's wild. What do you guys think? Entrapment vibes, or just a bad decision? Speaking of Dana White, Jared Cannonier called him out on fighter pay in a new interview. Jared said he's not really complaining, but he wants more money for himself and all fighters. He wants pay like top athletes in other sports. We're on TV worldwide. We sacrifice a lot during fight week. Lost big sponsor deals after the landscape changed. He's been top 10 for 7 to 8 years and feels he should be on million-dollar contracts, not 6 figures. In the same chat, he reacted to Daniel Cormier hyping his body. DC said if he had a body like Cannonier's, he'd oil up and slide across the weigh-in stage. Jared called it weird but took it as a compliment, then joked about DC and Alex Pereira's bromance stuff. Funny moment, but real talk on the pay issue. Fighters are at the end of the stick sometimes. Alright, lighter topic. Max Holloway's wife caught major heat for comments on a podcast with Max. She revealed Max chased her hard for 5 whole years, constant DMs, showing up to birthdays, planting the seed. She left him on red until she realized he was a big UFC deal. Then she did her research. MMA Twitter went crazy. Humiliation ritual. Gold digger talk. Why would she say this publicly? A lot of people saying athletes' wives need to stay off podcasts. Conor would have a field day with this. Poor Max was sitting there smiling. What a story, bro. Sean Strickland dropped another wild clip claiming Dustin has the N-word pass, but he doesn't. Listing reasons like, I can fight, I carry a gun, classic Strickland. Henry Cejudo thinks if Usman beats DDP, he's next for the title shot. Big fight announcements. Jan Blachowicz versus someone new after his original opponent pulled out. Stacked UFC Paris card on September 5th. Michael Page versus a tough opponent, Mario Pinto. Other prospects, women's fights, etc. Sean O'Malley also dropped a funny recreation of the Paddy versus Benoit fight. Choking, nutsack on the head, the whole bit. Hilarious. Finally, back to Jon Jones on the heavyweight division. He predicts Cyril Gane beats Tom Aspinall in the rematch because Gane's confidence is through the roof after knocking off Pereira. He remembered how invincible Aspinall looked until Gane stepped up last time. Would you guys want to see Jones versus Usyk in MMA? That would be massive. That's all for today's news, family. Crazy timeline in MMA right now. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who wins Aspinall Gane? Is Conor's mindset right? Should fighters get paid more? Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Check yesterday's video if you missed it. We'll be back tomorrow with more. Stay safe, train hard, peace out.